Conflict resolution can be challenging for anyone. And for women in STEM, where we're a distinct minority, it can be even harder. Part of that's because we're taught to be nice and we're taught to make sure that other people are comfortable, don't confront problems, don't upset people. But you know what? Sometimes we have to deal with it. If people aren't respecting boundaries, acting in an inappropriate way, we have to address it. And so I'm not saying start a conflict, but let's talk about how do you resolve it without being a people pleaser and without letting people steamroll you. Hi, I'm Carol Doherty. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how to resolve conflict at work as a woman. And that can be so hard, and yet there are some really basic strategies that work extremely well. And believe me, I've been there. I've worked in some places where the mode of operation is to bully people. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll have heard me talk about a QC manager that I shared an office with who was a bully. His communication style was to bully, berate, and belittle. And he picked fights because he liked it. And he liked to bully people into doing what he wanted. So how do you deal with somebody who is who loves conflict and who loves to argue? And I've been in these situations. So here are my favorite strategies to help you get through that. First, focus on finding the right outcome instead of being right. I'm going to repeat that. Focus on the right outcome, not on being right. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck in this mode of wanting to be right, to show the other person that they're wrong. And all that does is escalate things. Instead, if we focus on getting to the right solution and not worrying about proving that we're right and they're wrong, because that just sets up conflict. Right, wrong, good, bad, yes, no, in or out. All of those are black and white, and they set up conflict. So instead of getting yourself caught in that conflict trap, look at the right solution. Look for that right outcome. Figure out what it is and focus in on getting there. Then the second strategy, manage your emotions. It's easy to feel attacked, and it's easy to respond by either shutting down or fighting back or wanting to run and hide. That's all legitimate feelings, and it's okay to feel attacked. It's okay to feel threatened. It's okay to feel angry and frustrated and annoyed that you're in this situation again. The difference is, how do you manage that? Do you let that show through? Do you yell? Do you start crying? Do you shut down? Do you withdraw? Or can you keep a calm, cool, and collected demeanor? This is about emotional intelligence and managing your emotions. And for me, the easiest way to think about it is staying professional, staying respectful. Now, that QC manager I talked about, I didn't respect him in any way, shape, or form, but I respected his position. His role was important to the project we were on. And so while I didn't respect him, I respected his role. So as such, I dealt with him with the respect his role deserved. Didn't mean I let him walk all over me. Believe me, I didn't. But it had to be about giving respect. So even if you don't respect the person, respect the role and stay professional. That has helped me enormously in dealing with people who love conflict, who I think go out of their way to create it. In fact, my last boss in corporate America told me I was the most professional person on his team. That is an interesting thing because I was often in a role of conflict, but I didn't engage in that. I didn't buy into it. I didn't fight back. I didn't yell. I didn't have a temper tantrum. We addressed the issues. So it's figuring out how to manage those emotions. You're going to feel what you feel, and that's okay. It's how do you show it? How do you show up? Can you kind of set those aside? You kind of let some annoyance come through. That's totally okay. But you don't want to let your emotions escalate the conflict. So how do you manage those? And then the third strategy, which I have used, is to step away if things get too heated. When we get really emotional, the part of our brain called the amygdala gets fired and our emotions take over and we stop thinking clearly. We lose our executive functions. And so we get into a right or wrong thing. And it takes a little while to get that amygdala to shut back down and let your neocortex, which is up here, take back over. So stepping away 30 minutes, really it takes about 20, but make it 30 minutes, really makes a difference. One time I was having a conversation with one of our pipe fitters in the factory about a problem we were having. And he was adamant that it was the material, not the system. And he wasn't going to listen. And we're just arguing. And he's getting madder at me. I'm getting ticked that he's yelling at me over this. And he won't listen. And it was getting to be around lunchtime. So I said, you know what, Bill? Let's just go eat lunch, meet back here at 1 o'clock, and we'll walk through it again. We left. We both did lunch. We came back at 1. He was calmer. I was calmer. We got through it and he stopped and he was able to listen to what I was saying. He saw what I was talking about, made the changes, and the issue was gone. And after that, we had a much better relationship because I didn't keep letting that conflict escalate. Those 3 strategies will make it easier for you to handle conflict and resolve it in a way that works for everybody. First, focus on the right outcome. Look for that right outcome first. Then manage your emotions so that your emotions aren't escalating it. And if you need to, take a time out. Step away so that you can come back and re-engage more powerfully. If this was helpful, please like, share, comment below, subscribe to my channel. You can join me on Instagram at Carol S. Jordy for more tips on how to create a thriving career as a woman in STEM. Have a great day.